Hello, everyone. Sorry, I had to start a few minutes late today. I get a call like 5 minutes before we're starting from the commissioner of like the youth organization or whatever. He's like, "Oh, I just want to check in." I was like, "Not the best time." And then he asked me a question. I'm like, "Hey, I need checks for this, this, and this." So sorry, we're getting a little bit of a late start. And I check on the girl. She's actually still passed out. Yeah. Oh, look at this. This just popped up 2 minutes ago. Bernie Madoff is passed away. Huh. Look at that. 2 minutes ago. Try to get to 30 years to prison. The saying he suffered from end-stage renal disease. Yeah, so I knew he was on his way out, but I didn't realize it was that close. But yeah, so it looks like Bernie Madoff is no longer with us. So, all right. So let's kind of get an assessment of what's going on here right now before we jump in. Looks like there's some COVID data from Janssen. Assessment of the very rare, unusual blood clots. Yep. It's funny. It's European news. Right now in the currency landscape, the only thing really moving is the Aussie dollar. You can see, 28 in the dollar, euro dollar is really not much. Pound dollar, that's decent, right? 52. Although this is kind of mixed, right? It's a little bit of pound, little bit of dollar, because again, pound yen over here is up about 30. Euro pound more or less flat at 12. 12 is really nothing. Dollar CAD down 12. Dollar Swiss up 3. Dollar yen. So again, very kind of small movements in the last 24 hours. And again, kind of a lack of news, right? There's not a whole lot going on right now, minus the J&J thing. Crude oil comes in. I guess ECB president is speaking in just a few minutes, right? So we'll see what comes out of Big L, right? We'll see, what they're going to say. I'm assuming it's going to be talking about support, recovery, things like that. So there hasn't been too much talking about. I guess over here it's going to borrow 100 billion euros annually to recover, for the recovery fund. The EU is going to get 50 million Pfizer vaccinations earlier in Q2 rather than later, right? So again, that's good because we're not buying them in the United States, so they're going to send them overseas. And that's about it, really, with that. And then we have crude oil 1030. Again, we know what the API numbers look like. Increase in gasoline. Crude oil was down slightly for API's estimates. It's expected to be down, a little bit, right? 2.4 is what the forecast is. It was a little bit higher than expected for API, so we'll see how that comes in. But again, weird kind of market movement thus far. We really didn't see much movement inside of the European session, which is kind of weird, right? Normally we see much, much more, and we just didn't really get it. Powell speaking at noon. Now, I'm wondering if the markets are just going to kind of stagnate or kind of drop to the downside a bit until we hear something from Powell. He's got a comment about yesterday's CPI numbers, and I'm curious to see how he crafts the language. Obviously he made comments about we're recovering, better than expected, better than he thought we could even do. And now all of a sudden we've seen inflation go a bit higher. He did say that we expect to see transient inflation, but they expect it to go back down. So the question is that going to come in? I don't know. Is he going to bring it up, and is he going to mention it in a way that is going to lead gold to kind of take off and start crashing the indices? I think the potential's there, right? The potential is definitely there. So, that won't be a little bit kind of harder to play. And then we have 9:30 p.m. tonight. We have unemployment change, unemployment rate. Kind of a strange number. Excuse me. Both positive, although the 35,000 is less than the 88 we had previously. Although the unemployment rate coming down to 5.7 should be good. So I think that's going to be kind of the trade of the night and the best way to play that one. Besides that, really not a whole lot else in here. I would say is earth-shattering so far. This guy, he lost $20 billion in 2 days and somehow still alive. It's like, okay, we're at that stage now. It's like, okay. Kaplan gave us some information a little while ago talking about the GDP range is up. Is that the most recent one? Yeah. 23 minutes ago, we see, growth in the range of 6.5%. And you know what's going to be? It's like, look at that. Since taking the presidency over, we've increased the GDP by, 6.5. It's like, yeah, okay. If you want to compare it to what it was last year because of a pandemic, but yeah, okay. That's what it's going to be. Besides that, that's nothing else. There's really not much else going on. So again, crude oil, Powell, and then unemployment tonight. Tomorrow morning, though, there's a lot of news tomorrow morning. Retail sales, right? Month over month is always going to be big. They were both negative last time, so they expected a positive number. And they're pretty decent, 5.1, 5.8. Those should be good. Those should be a nice little boom as well, right? That should give the indices a little feel-good feeling there. The Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is supposed to be much, much lower. So I think that's setting us up for, if that one could come in a bit higher, say at like 46-ish, again, not being as bad as what they expect, that could also be a big boom for the indices tomorrow, particularly the Dow and the S&P. Not so much for the NQ, but I think those other two will stand to benefit from that. And then the unemployment claims going down. I don't remember who said it. Somebody said it yesterday. They're like, oh, we expect unemployment claims to go down by the end of the year. Yeah, I would too, right? I mean, that's the entire point of everybody getting vaccinated and reopen everything up again, right? Is people would be going back to work. So thank you for the stating the obvious, right? But I think if that number, again, if we can get a better number on that one than what's forecast there, I think that'd be again, that could be another boom for the overall markets. And again, that all comes at early tomorrow at 8:30, so we're not going to have a chance to speak between now and then. So be on the lookout for that. Just remember, the way to play this one is going to be definitely drop down to those 15-minute charts and look at it starting around 8 o'clock. See where the market's moving. If it's moving into zones, because that's where all this data right here, that's going to be how to play this, is look for that early morning move into a zone. And again, because it's before the retail trader has had the ability to react to it, we could probably use our European session trend, whatever it is, unless we're rolling into something bigger, like a 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour base supplies or demand zone. There won't be supply up top really to be able to use it. All right. It's crazy. I'm yawning and I've had like one travel mug, 1.5 travel mugs, or actually I guess I'm on the second travel mug right now of coffee. If I found out Melissa swapped over to decaf, she's going to get it. No, I don't know. I don't think she's swapped there yet. I know with Jen's pregnancy, she did no caffeine. This one has been kicking her butt. I feel like she has probably stayed with the caffeine, as I feel. So maybe she hasn't gone to decaf yet, but I'm telling you right now, not going to the decaf route. All right, so let's dive right over into charts. Let's go across and go over to here. Look at that, we're getting a nice little bounce there. All right, we'll start with the currency. So right now, Aussie is actually pushing through a level. It's trying its best, right? And it's a level. It's not really the best of levels. I can just delete this one here. Here's how the level was formed. It's not the ideal top. It is a pullback, so it needs to be marked off. Is it the best one? No. I mean, I like the one above it better than this one, but I think ideally the best one is going to be the one up top. Or even that, I could probably shrink this. Oh, excuse me. I could probably shrink this a little bit up into this range here. I mean, I can leave it down just to get, take the benefit of the candles. But we'll kind of probably make this one a little bit smaller when we get there. But here's the pullback I talked about. You got to mark it. It is a pullback. Sellers did step in here. As I said, it is in the top third, so you got to throw that in there. But is it the highest quality? Not really. The way that it's formed, it's just, it's pretty hard, right? It's one of those things. You got to mark it, but it's just not high quality. It's nice when it bounces over those, off these. You're like, yeah, I told you, but I just don't like it. I mean, it's got to be a bit higher, turn, and then drop. Like I said, this little base here is better than this entire kind of pullback. So wait for this one to go higher. I would say right now, whoops. And again, we talked about this breaking through yesterday. We already had our 3 hits. We expected break number 4. And you can see it's peaked its head above. And with the way that this is basing and kind of forming this level in here, I wouldn't be surprised if it takes a bounce and then tries to go higher. Particularly, with something Powell says. I mean, if Powell does not, right? If he does not mention anything about raising interest rates at all, and if he says that he's happy with the inflation that we're seeing, that but this needs to be maintained, and he's like negative about it, like at all, I mean that's just going to be more dollar weakness. Like if he doesn't acknowledge that this was more than expected, and this has the ability to kind of push higher, and what it would require 36 more pips. Can it do 36 pips? Sure, absolutely. Ideally, with the news tonight. Right? Ideally, with the news here tonight, I'd love for this to rally all day. If we can rally up here and be in the 77.42 by tonight's 9:30 release, I'm all over this one. I think this would be a great little short. I'm not sure if there's an 8x contracts right now that bounce up to it. And again, because it's nighttime, we got to wait to see what the call spreads and everything look like later. But I think that's a decent level. I like it. It's on a larger time frame. I think we can see it on the 4 hour. Yeah, the 4 hour you can see it. We could actually refine it a little bit on the 4-hour to that level. Maybe push it just a little bit higher there to 77.46. But again, hold on. I think the girl's harping. It's 10 o'clock. I'm not going to feel too guilty. One push up, base sideways, and then a collapse back down again. So I think that is a. I don't need that. I think this is a decent level. So again, I'm keeping that on my radar. Even if we end up over here before news, I think if we can get any bit of a pop up, I think this is a nice one to take. So again, make sure you guys have that one marked off on your radar. Let's go to Aussie Yen. So Aussie Yen, we had that level that we talked about. Boom, 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 boom. As you guys can see, came up, one base, pull back, Harry Potter, trade back higher. I'm actually surprised that it drove through these levels as easy as it did. It kind of came up and had a little bit of a hiccup right here. And then again, did kind of that same little push up, base, pull back, grab the same level. And again, these are always zones that we like. You see this little bit here, right? Higher, 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 3 wicks in a row on the top. Those are always typically telltale signs. And again, using it from that level, it was a nice rally this morning further, higher. Now, looking at this one, let's bring this one back up because I think we don't have a curve on this one. No, we don't. But let's go ahead and draw a curve on it real quick. Let's use our fib tool. And we'll do it there on 4-hour. There's going to be some fib person out there that's going to be like, wait, what? Where's the 50? No, I'm just using it for colors. All right, so let's pull this down. It looks like, let's use this same level. How much room do we have to run? 30 pips, I'm good with that. So again, about the same 30 pips higher. We're going to extend this one across. We already know that it's breaching the top third. We know that we got a decent level where sellers have stepped in here. Let's change this to red. We don't need these. These are the old colors from before. We haven't even made it up to there before. We know there's sellers stepping in. Whoops, not that. There. I don't need this anymore. We can bring this across. Let's switch this to red. So kind of 2 entries. I would say before news, if we can get up into the 84.35, it's probably not bad. You guys can see it's a little 5-pip range between those two. So not necessarily a bad zone. And it's going to require, a bit more of a rally today. But again, can Powell mess this one up? Mess this one up a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 30 pips with Powell speaking, no problem. Level look, it kind of got hitched at here. It kind of pushed it to the brink, so not as worried about that one. This one, kind of the same thing, right? You can see that it's more or less like a mirrored top in there, right? Here, and it's 1, 2, 3, and this is a 4 pushing it to the brink. So again, that shouldn't hold us down either. So it looks like if we can get just a little bit more of a push and want to, drive forward, we should be able to get it up to that area, and then again, look for that to roll back down again. All right. And again, that would be taking it from the top section, right? The red area back down into maybe even deep in the blue, but probably, again, if we go straight up from now till then, just based off the time, we kind of need something in here, right? Kind of need something here, right? And again, it's got about 2 hours. Can we move 30 and 2? Yeah, we can. So again, we kind of use, we either need to slow down now and we need Powell to drive us forward. And again, maybe what he says drives it up. And then what will be the reversal tonight is probably, got 2. Hold on, let me see something here real quick. Here's the grok in here coming. Oh, there it is. ATR is at 9 on the 30. Hey, Jinjin. Yes, it's okay. Nobody likes to wake up in the morning. Come here. But it's funny. She's bringing me her play, her backpack, everything. Come here. Can I put your play next to us? Or can I take your backpack off? Her backpack is her little Paw Patrol backpack full of toys. And it gets in the way of everything. She's going to try to curl up and go to sleep on me. Jinjin, you can't sit with me with the pack on. Can we take the pack off? I can't get to the keyboard, dear. I need to get to the keyboard. She, for those of you that want a nice little laugh this morning, so yesterday, here, Jinjin, take this off. You're not going to fit on Daddy with the backpack on. It doesn't work that way. All right, get down then. Go ahead, go to your desk. Then you can't sit on Daddy's lap with your pack on. You got to take your pack off. I told you guys before, like YouTube owns her. Like she sees something, they put like kid commercials on the right hand side that are not actually cartoons. They're actually like adult like ads, but they want the kids to click on them and stuff. So she ends up on these things and it like times her out. So she looks at me, she hands me her tablet, she smiles and she says, "You're the best, Daddy." I'm like, oh my God, talk about the manipulation. And she's not even 3 yet. Like, I'm in so much trouble when she's older, right? Anyway, look for this one to continue to bounce. I think again we can get a push up with a 9 pip ATR. Technically, we can move 27. That would bring us right up to this level before Pal speaks. I kind of wanted to stop and stabilize, and I kind of would like us to have Pal really kind of stimulate this one forward, and then I'd like this reversal to happen with the Aussie news tonight, not necessarily with Pal. So it's kind of in there, but you guys see what I'm talking about. Buys, I wouldn't be looking for anything until down here. It's much more of a run. You're talking about 80 pips run. That would be a lot even for a Pal move, okay? As far as Euro Pound goes, really not much movement, right? Euro Pound has moved 1 pip in 24 hours, and really all the movement was really like this, we're sitting right here from yesterday, right? We kind of went down, we kind of went up, kind of went right back down again. I would say there's a minor kind of Harry Potter trade in here, although I hate to go short here because we are in this bottom section. We're really looking for opportunities to go long. But it did spend a lot of time, and it was a decent pop. I don't know if this will hold or not, but if we start basing in here and driving a little bit lower, it will probably grab the buyers here and pull back up. So there is a potential, and the only reason I mention it, and I'm going to say it again, it's in the bottom third. I'm not really loving going short on this one, but bringing the target down, the 1 to 3 is right there. Right, you can see it's right around where the turn is, so I think we have enough room to run to the downside on it. It's going to be a minor trade. With the that market ending in the next 2 hours. Jinjin, what are you doing? Here, take this off. Here you go. Look, you want Easter eggs? Okay, we got to stop with the whining. Here, Daddy, put his leg down. Oh, come here! You're getting so heavy. There you go. She gets owned by YouTube, I swear. It's like, why would you have like a cartoon bus on the right-hand side, which is like an ad for, like senior care services or something? Like, I don't know. I'm telling you, if these are truly pay-per-click ads, my daughter is eating budgets up left and right. All right, so look for a fall this one, and again, this would be a fall, and again, remember, it's got to hit the correct parameters here. It's got to come base through and then look to push through, but 86.69 would be where we're dropping this one down. If by some chance we can get this thing to push all the way back down to the 86.29, I do think there's a decent buy level there, and again, you can see it's a tested level in the bottom third of the curve, so yeah, we're all over that one as well. Now, Euro Yen is pushing up, as you can see, we talked about yesterday. We were sitting right, let's see, this is a 30 minutes. Oops, nope, don't want that one. Give me the eclipse, and we'll go back, and you can see we're right here, right? There, let's move this up, right there. So, talked about there being a knockout bracket in there, and we talked about it was a decent level worth of risk. It gave you another opportunity in, and again, anywhere in here, and that was a nice drive back to the downside, exactly where your profit target should have been. So there was definitely, and again, this is really the 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock window here. Not a bad knockout to take it to the U.S. Open down here. Total kind of from the move here was about 30 pips. Again, pretty easy to grab, and it came right to where it should have. I would say at this point, again, we've hit 1, 2, and this is 3, and you can see 3 has gone a bit higher. This 30-50 zone is obviously a psychological level. That's what it bounced off of here again. I just don't think it can hold that much more. It keeps getting hit. And again, this was the original level that we had drawn. It had pushed high. It had pushed high again. It's messing with it again. I mean, at this point, I think we probably need to shorten it. Here's the original. Yeah, the problem is that all these spiky wicks are just blah. Probably there. That's probably what we'll use now. And again, it's just a slight adjustment. You can see up into the 54 range. And again, this knockout will be no longer good. Whoops. We removed it for this morning. I don't even think I want to take a short off of that again because we got this level coming through and this base. This base is decent. This base right here may give, let's see, how much is that? It's about 8 pips. It's decent. It's not bad. I would say it's okay. And again, obviously there's a very huge spike up, spike down, but again, decent base and a pushback, and it's been run. So yeah, that's right at that 130.54 level. I would love that around like European news. I mean, maybe if we can base back and forth. I don't know. This may be like a European session area to short from. With the market closing, I don't know if Powell will be able to move this one enough. I don't know about that one. I'd like to find one more short there, but probably closer to the top side of this one. Let me check something real quick. Let me see. Call spreads 130.52. The next one is 131, which is way too high. So there will be no call. There will be no knockouts for this one. 131.52. There is a weekly call spread on this one. There is a weekly call spread on this one. There's a 131.52 on there because we're getting like later in the week. A lot of the premium is getting driven up. So again, the timing is not horrible on it. It's got about 32 pips worth of risk right now. But again, we're sitting, from where it is, we're sitting like 18, 20 pips in. So that one, the risk should get lower. So yeah, if we can get back up into this range, like if we rally up, I would say that there's probably something in here. What did I say that one was? The top is at 130.52. So that one would be, let's do a horizontal line at 130.52 right there. Let's change this to dashes so we know what it is. Okay. So yeah, so there's a call spread sitting in that level. So yeah, if we can get up, and again, the way to get in this one is if we can push up just a little bit higher into this zone, actually go into the zone. Remember, call spread not disappearing. If we can get it out of the money by a little bit, I think it gives us a decent opportunity to take a roll for this one to kind of roll and flip back down again. So, yeah, I'd be looking for a push up and then obviously look for a push back down again with that call spread. And again, it expires. It's a weekly, so we got some time to run on it. Let's go to euro dollar. So euro dollar, it's close. It got pretty close. We had a little bit of zone here, and again, this is a zone that was a decent top here, strong push. Touched again. Again, it stopped this kind of momentum and gave us an entry, although it has pushed, but it has been a quick ascent, a very fast drop last time back to the downside. So, there's definitely something sitting in there. That level comes in at approximately 119.82. So I think it's a level we could watch out for. Kind of the same thing. Could it be a Powell thing? Sure, it could, but we're at 10 o'clock. It's been up in the morning. I feel like it has the ability to roll back down and kind of shoot back lower. Unfortunately, I would love to be able to find a place that we could go long on this one, but this one has a lot of wicks and a lot of spikes down into this level here, right? My problem with it is we've hit the level so many times. Can it hold? Now, I do think there's a Harry Potter setup right here. Right, I think I mentioned that yesterday also. I may have deleted that one by mistake. I do think that there's a small little Harry Potter here. Could this be a takeoff point higher? Yeah, it could be also, although it's not quite in the bottom third. It is sitting approximately, 30 pips lower than where we are right now. I don't know that this one will drop 30 pips in 2 hours. But again, this would be more, if it were to drop, it's a dollar strength. And I do think dollar strength will step back in again. I don't know that Powell's going to be able to move it, though. Like I said, I'm just really torn whether or not he's going to acknowledge that CPI existed tomorrow. I feel like he wants to do everything in his power to not be that guy, but I feel like it's there, right? So, yeah, I mean, right now we're consolidating in, but I think 119.80 is that decent level. Again, we'd have to really kind of stabilize from the buyers here and push up. I don't know at this point with the way that it's looking, we're going to get it. Maybe crude oil helps us a little bit. Maybe, but I don't feel like it's going to be that big of a help. And again, small monitor level. If you guys are short, again, get your profit before you get out here at this level. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's bad. Boom, right there. All right. Again, grab your profit at 19.29. That is a potential kind of pullback. And again, buyer stepped in to save it, so we could have something. But if we get a break below this level, again, little Harry Potter action in here. If we have a pullback in, again, we can get a pullback down probably into that range. It's probably about a 1 to 3, 1 to 4 minimum. Maybe a 1 to 4. right? Because we got to kind of look in this area here. So yeah, probably 1 to 4, maybe 1 to 4.5, somewhere along those lines. If we can go through and break that one. Okay. Now that's something that again we get enough. If he acknowledges inflation, yeah, we could definitely get that pushed to the downside. Total that only requires like what? Yeah, 30 down and it's only 60. Yeah, Powell can move this one 60 pips with no problem. Or he can just say nothing. And it's just going to sit here and float and probably grind back down the rest of today. All right, pound yen. What did you do? Are you okay? You're okay? Okay. What are you watching? Why are you watching dogs? Oh, there we go. So she's big into like Russian. I don't know how she gets into it, but she's like, we're watching a lot of like Russian toy reveals. I don't know. She's somehow like, I think she like clicked a video and maybe like, I don't know if she clicked like, but yeah, we're on the Russian toy video reveal loop. Not that she understands it, but she's been watching the heck out of it. All right, so as you can see, we were looking for areas to go long here. There was a decent level. We didn't actually pull back to it. When it started to base here, it's kind of like, yeah, there's a little area here, but like, do you take it? Do you not take it? It's like, oh. I mean, here's the European Open, right here. We were hitting a level, and is it the best of levels? Not really, right? Not really. And all it did was push down. So it's kind of consolidating, and you can see for the last couple days, back to like the 8th, really, we've been stuck kind of in the same channel from here to here, right? We're sitting in the middle of the channel now. It really doesn't give us a true direction inside of the pound dollar. Or I'm sorry, the pound yen. You guys can see the pound yen has moved 15 pips in 24 hours. That's not even remotely close to its daily ATR. So right now with a daily ATR of what? 168, 167. 15 pips is nothing. So not really a lot there. I mean, if we have patience on this one, I think up top, I think this level here is a level we could watch out for. Whoops, not that one. Right? I think 150.90, I think is a decent level. If you wanted to play the bottom side of the channel, I think you could also do that and use this level here, right? Use that as a kind of a more of a buying area. That level's coming in at 149.71. Give me the red one right there. Is it the best two setups? No, but right now that's the only time we've seen buyers or sellers step in. We're kind of going in this bottom piece of the low curve here, or the middle of the curve. So not much. And again, I don't think we have news this week for the pound in particular. No pound news and nothing. So yeah, there's nothing. And all we've seen is good data come out of the UK as far as COVID numbers and infection rates and everything. So like I said, no news is typically good news. But there's a lot of European news this week with money recovery, getting extra vaccinations. I feel like their neighbors of the South, I think, are going to benefit a little bit more than they will. Now, pound dollar, as you can imagine, it is a bit higher, right? We were looking for longs. We didn't really get anything. I mean, you could have tried to trade something here around like this open time frame, but it's an all right level, but it's not really explosive movement, right? I mean, this is, the European session started here and did the same thing. It kind of dropped. It didn't really grab a high quality level. I mentioned that there's, this is probably what the range was, and we're really back in it again. So, we grabbed that lower level. We missed it by a little bit. The one, the 36.65. We'll bring it back up to an hourly to give you a little bit clearer of a picture. There you go. You can see we were looking for it to get low, and it didn't. I would say right now we'll just delete this. We'll pop this over. There's a level here, right? It's a level that's been kind of tested here and then tested again. It's the cleanest level we have to the top side. I wouldn't say, this touched right here, right? But it's not really that great. Extending this zone across, you can see, again, we use this as a top, a bottom, top, and then again, touched. I don't know. It's just, this one is pretty clunky going sideways. Again, this one has an ATR right now of, this is the hourly. The daily right now. Daily of 92. Let's see if we can shrink this a bit. I'm going to adjust this a bit. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got 4, so yeah, we should really keep it the way that it is. Trying to see if we could shrink it and get more of an intraday type position here. No, I mean, I think this is the best opportunity we got. Shorts. Actually, let's drag one down here. And then I'll put another and turn that one red. Let's go here. 138.28 up top. There's a knockout. Let's pull some of these off. Do I want to use that? No, I don't need that now. Let's pull this. Yeah, we're gonna have to use this. All right. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna change that to. Let's refine this down a little bit. It's a little laggy out there today. You know what? Yeah, based off that, I don't need that one. All right, we're trying to see if we could refine that down and use that as for a target top and bottom, but no, not so much. All right, so here are 2 levels right now. Let me see, knockout wise, what do we have for the pound dollar? We're at what? 138.28 up top. There's a 131.61, but it's a little bit high up top. And 136.65 to the downside. 136.61 is here. And then 47, it's at 11. So, yeah, British, pound dollar doesn't necessarily line up for any of the knockouts. So I think this is one we need be a little bit closer for. You can see we're kind of getting, it's kind of obviously stalling on the 30-minute right now. And again, that's what I kind of expect at 10 o'clock. It's going to run out of a bit of a oomph, at least till Powell starts speaking. But neither one of them is really set in a great location. I would say ideally, if we can get this to rally because Pound says something that is considered dollar weak, look for the reversal in the overnight. It is probably what I would, is probably the setup. But again, if he drives it down, it's got a lot of room to run until we really hit this clean level. It's 100 pips to the downside. That's a lot. Powell's going to have to say something really crappy or really, really strong for, the dollar for that one to go down to make this that crappy of a position today. I just don't know if he's going to have that much of an oomph. Also, if he says enough and we can rally up in the overnight, this 138.28 I would use for an 8:30 session tomorrow morning. So keep these 2 on there and see if we can get close. I do think with all this news tomorrow morning at 8:30, I think both these levels could be potential areas that we rally off of, or drop or rally off of tomorrow. Just watch out for this one long wick candle here. I wouldn't be focusing on this. Go lower. It's been front run a few times. We know there's buyers hidden down here at 136.65. So this is my kind of my bracket tomorrow for the 8:30 news. Okay, dollar CAD. Yeah, look at this, man. It's having some problems. Come on. There we go. It's like, man, why is it taking so long? I don't have that much on the charts. All right, so a few things to worry about. One, we mentioned this level yesterday. Right, we were sitting, let's see, right here yesterday, right? We dropped at 12 o'clock, actually, when our full analysis, we were sitting in this level. It rallied off of it. It was a decent rally. We talked about it being in this bottom third. And again, it gave us the confirmation entry in to kind of go higher in the overnight. Here's 130. And again, we've pushed forward and kind of pulled back. This was kind of like a 9 o'clock reversal. I don't know that I would use this level again to go long. I know it's in the bottom third. You guys can see that it's green down here. It's like, oh, it's green though, right? In the bottom third. The problem with it is we had, again, it didn't stay here long on the first. It stayed here for a long time for the long touch. Here it didn't stay long, and then it kind of just drove through this level again. I feel like when it comes down again, it's really going to put the last bit of hurting on there, and I feel like we're due for a collapse at this point. 2 things that I'd watch out for. There's that small Harry Potter here, which is approximately about 31 pips lower than where we are. I do think that there's a decent buying level over here, which again is much deeper down. Over here, starting at 124.78 down to 124.62, about 16 pips. I think that's where I'm waiting for this one to come down to. As I said, if we base in this level, if we do this, right, if we start basing in here, then yeah, I'll look to take this one short for a bounce lower. But right now, I really don't know. I just feel like this zone has been used way too much. Maybe it takes a bounce one more off of it, but I just feel like it's been used a bit too much at this point. It's only 12 pips. I mean, if you could actually refine it down to this level if you really wanted to. That would be like a 30-minute revision on it. And again, you have your one touch, you have your two, you kind of have your three here. So you're really starting to approach that number four. And again, not that number four can't turn and bounce. It absolutely can. But is it the highest, potential? No, not so much. It's kind of a, you know, I think it's running out of gas. So again, look for a base lower. That would be an initiation for a short. Looking to get long at 124. Let's actually change this here. Change this there, so it's easier to see. 124.78. Dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss has jumped a little bit, and it's funny. We've seen dollar weakness everywhere else, but we see dollar strength here, right? And it's Swiss weakness. Now there was some Swiss news that I saw. Something had popped up yesterday. I don't even see it now. There was a little bit in here, but what I would say is it probably has more to do with the fact that, like, yesterday the G7 was warning people about Russia. Today, you don't really see too much. I love this one. China ramps up communication with U.S. firms to improve ties. That basically means we're going to be nicer to you, so you're not upset when we steal your code. But yeah, so you're not seeing any of the G7 information here. It's kind of like the Russian situation with the Ukraine. It's kind of like, what happened yesterday? It's like they were rushing the border, and today we don't see anything. And again, that's what led to a lot of this kind of down push. And then all of a sudden, it was like, well, wait, we're not hearing anything. Okay, is it over? Okay, it must be over. And we're just retracing back up again from where we were. So I don't actually believe that the dollar is strong. I just believe because there's not as much tension on Russia, going towards the border of the Ukraine, it's sucking the strength away. As well as, again, we've seen, there's definitely problems with contagions in Europe, and again, the Swiss is not immune to that. They can get it as well. So, I really wouldn't. For me, we're in this no man's land. I think once we get down to 91.49, there's better buying. There's probably a small area if we can push back down to here for maybe European, session open. It's got a little bit of room to run, right? It's got about 34 pips to the downside. The daily ATR on this one, let's see. Currently sitting at 58, right? Currently sitting at 58. So we need to move over half of a day back down again just to get to that level. But again, we could use this as a potential level for tomorrow morning if we can get there, right? Again, decent one candle drop, nice push away. It happened at 5 o'clock this morning, so it wasn't like it was necessarily a news-based kind of rally. So, probably decent. Today, I think it'll head back up again. I think it'll push back up into this kind of the dotted range at 92.46. Again, it found some sellers here, found some sellers here, found some sellers here. We can continue this on across, but 92.90, right? 92.90 was also an area up top where we had talked before about, hey, listen, if we can get the break and the pullback, go. And again, we ended up getting it. It just, I think it's, and actually we could probably move it because that was the original. Now we'll leave it right now. If we can get a confirmation, we can take a flip there as well. Okay. For dollar Swiss. Now dollar yen's an interesting story, right? We had a level we started basing. You would expect this one to drop again. We were looking to get short. It did go. It didn't go 1 to 3. It probably went only about 1 to 2, and then hit it again and pushed down. And hit it again, pushed down. And again, if I kind of refine this level into this range right here, you can see that's where we're really kind of skirting sideways for, right? It was the bottom of the wick, top of the body, right? Red here. I'll make it a little better so you guys can see it. Right? Wick, body, box this in here top, box this in bottom, finally broke through, touched and touched and touched. So it's an area of interest. I wouldn't say that this one gives us a great kind of ability to do much. We are in the top. We are looking for shorts. But again, there's not really anything great in here. This was kind of a grind and kind of a base and drop, but just not enough room. It's an okay top. I mean, it is a level here, right, that we kind of rolled off of. And again, that was right at midnight. So, is it the ideal midnight setup? Not really. Here's a mirror top, so we're not interested in that one. And then again, we go back up to here and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually we have 5 touches of that area now, right? There's touch number 5. So I don't really have a whole lot of, a lot of confidence in this one holding. So, like I said, I don't really like any of the shorts until really 110.48, right? I think we break 110, we go long, looking for that 110.50 area. But right here, there's just not a lot of analysis. Again, we are in the bottom third, so I don't even have a short target down here. Probably short target be right around here. right at the blue line. Yeah, it's just yeah. This one is not one of my biggest fans. I'm just not into it right now. I'm just not feeling it. I mean, it's down 24 in 24 hours, but look, it's just been nothing but up for the last hour. So it's retracing most of its negativity. I think by the time Powell gets here, I think we're going to be flat. We have the potential to be within 10 pips of where we were yesterday at the same time with not crazy movement. So, not loving it. Going into the indices, again, there was your kind of morning pop. Let's drop this down to a 15 minutes. You guys can take them. Yesterday we talked about if we go, can come through this level and get a pullback, go long. Yeah, I mean, it didn't pull back to the level, but we established a new level here. There's your level of basing, right there. And again, little bit shy on that one, but again, 930 pop forward. No reason we don't go higher, right? I mean, again, Powell can mess with this, but I really don't feel that Powell is going to mention that the inflation was higher than what we expected it to be. I think that would be slightly damning for the indices. I think we'll get a little bit of basing here and look for a potential pop. I mean, if he talks about that inflation was great, but we're going to let it go for an extended period of time. We want to have higher inflation than that. I mean, I think him talking about how great the recovery of the market is going and what we continue to see, I think only has the ability to propel this higher. So I don't really have a short target. I don't know if I would, you could probably take this one long again, right? There's another little area over here as well, but kind of the same thinking, right? We don't have a base in. There was a little bit of a top here, right? I think we shoot higher, and being at 140. I mean, look at the next psychological target, which is going to be sitting right here. Right there. There is your next style. Nope, that's good. Visibility. There's your next target in the market, right? 4150, nice little psychological level. So yeah, I think we need to figure out places to get long. Don't have it yet, at least on the 15-minute, but I think we need to get up there. NQ. Okay, NQ was pulled back. So again, did the same thing. It broke through that level yesterday we talked about, came back and pulled. It based here. Now this one has done nothing but go straight down. And again, it's kind of like the NQ is the oddball of the three right now. It goes the exact opposite as the other two for the most part. It does have a nice little top up here though, which I'd like. And again, if we want to use this same level, right, we can kind of adjust it. Whoops, I don't need this right now. That was the level from yesterday. You can say that, hey, listen, there's a pullback, right? Where's it touching? Right at 10 o'clock, 10:30. Is this the opportunity for reversal? Yeah, I mean, it already did pull back from 940 all the way up to 975. So not a bad run from there, and we've had two pops into it. But could that be reversal short? Absolutely could be. This was really a 730 straight down, and could Powell stimulate this talk? Yeah, it could. I mean, he's got an hour and a half to go. If we can't really do much or we stabilize back at that level, could this be an area where you go long on? Sure. Let me go see if there's any knockouts in this area real quick. Tech, what's that? 13,933. Oh, there. Okay, so there is a knockout at 13,930, which is right here. 13,930. Let's go line right there. So again, if we can get down to that, I mean, had you gotten into that knockout here, you're not in a bad position, right? You're not up 3-1 yet, but there's a knockout sitting right there. There's also a 19,900, but that's all the way down here. That'd be kind of the if this breaks, that would be the next level where buyers would step in, and actually that's not in the best position. But I think I feel like there's something to this one. Again, this is pretty negative on the way down. Powell has the ability to turn and roll this one. Again, this level's got to hold before we get into Powell speaking. But in an hour and a half, can it slow down from now? Yeah, sure. Crude oil will affect this a little bit. We'll get the crude oil number in about 5 minutes. YM. And again, look, straight down, straight up, right? And again, this one actually blew through the 33, what is it? The 33,669 that we were talking about as a potential level. It did go slightly higher. And again, we expected this one to go up. I mean, we were talking about it yesterday as well, that we're just looking for a level, like look for the ability to punch through and pull back. So it's there. It turned. Oop, Ginger, get your feet off the thing, please. we said we had 3 levels of roll and ended up rolling at this one right here at 1 o'clock when we finished the presentation. This level held. We were actually looking for one of the 2 lower ones, but it held, and you guys can see the result. It had that, the parabolic retracement move on it. This morning, and again, is this move justified? This much of a move up? What are we talking here? From the opening 30-minute candle up, we're talking about, 196? It's quite a move there. See, the problem is there's nothing even back here to grab. So it's, again, there's your 915, right? There was your 915 trade this morning. So I don't know. The way that this one is set up, I would say looking more for a short, but I really feel like Powell's going to be as positive as possible. I feel like he wants all eyes on him for the economic recovery. And again, his statements, the way that he's been about interest rates, I don't know. Maybe he throws us a curveball. Remember, 1 week the economy is in a bad position. We need to keep it low. The next week it's doing better than expected. It's kind of like, is this a pat myself on the back, or give myself more authority to be able to keep things low. But if this was any other chart, if I was looking at this on a purely technical basis, I would be looking for the left. I'd be looking for us to run into a level, and I would be looking to take this one short. Right? Again, very, very big candles, very, quick time within it was able to do it. I would be looking for this to turn and roll if it was anything else. But being at all-time highs, being the Powell speaking, being that we are talking about nothing about, but economic recovery, I don't know. I feel like it's just hard to get short this one. There is a short in here. It will pull back to grab more buyers, but I don't know. I feel like he's going to be Mr. Positivity. He's just been so anti-raising interest rates. I think he's on the same low interest rate crack that everybody else is right now. So I think this one, so technical wise down. What do I think it's going to do? I think it'll probably come up. And where are we at now? We're at 700. Figure 800 is here. I don't know. If he opens his mouth, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to there today, right? I would say we look for 33,900 today. Or we take this one and we roll back down to the start of the move, back down here at 33,563 or 570. I think those are our 2 options. I think the Dow's going to be a mover today. All right, so oil. What is oil doing? So oil's pushing higher. We had this one little level here at 8. We kind of pushed lower. And again, it wasn't the best of targets. We talked about it. The way that it formed, it was kind of like, not really the best of levels. Nothing we really wanted to take it off of. We were doing it on a 30-minute, right? You can see it. There's the level. There's the push. And again, it pushed it to the very, very brink. Above that, we really don't have much. So I'm just going to remove it, right? There's really not much to talk about there. Now, we are pushing up, and I do like this rally. So European session, we did nothing. We hit about 8:30 this morning when the U.S. trader stepped in, and we've been skyrocketing straight up in the air. We are expecting a bit of a down draw in this one. We'll see what it comes out for. Let me get on to a 5-minute. Has it stabilized? Yeah, it kind of stabilized. Yeah, it kind of stabilized over there. It's all right. It's not quite in the zone. Let me see. What does that front area look like? We do know there's some buyers there. There's some sellers there. Yeah, I would say, I still feel like this one is more set up for a short than anything else. Again, the number's supposed to come in negative. We're expecting negative, so let's jump across and see if we have that yet. Again, like I said, the API number was off, and I think it came into like 3.6, something like that. It'd take longer for countries with bigger tourist industries to recover. Okay, that makes sense. Look at this. See, Kaplan. I'm telling you, Kaplan is trying to make a play, right? I'm telling you, Kaplan's got, he's got lots of comments. But yeah, this I'm not surprised. It'll take longer with countries with big tourists to recover, obviously, because tourism is going to be crippled for a bit. All right, let's see what we got here. Can we get a 5.9? That's much bigger than expected. So that's about double, right? That should be good for oil prices, but we did see that oil spike ahead of time. So here's the initial response to it. That's much bigger than expected. Wow, I did not expect API was a little bit off this week. Typically, they're in a specific percentage from each other. It's quite a big miss there. Yeah, you know why the oil inventory is down? Because they're making all that gasoline, right? we're stockpiling gasoline. The inventories keep rising to gasoline because they're all burning this into gasoline because they're charging us so much more money for it. So yeah. So again, that that's a decent pop. I don't think the market has expected that one as well because again, that is outside the parameters. So the question is, where does this one stop on us? Let's see. Let's go back up to a 30-minute. Obviously, this level is shot. That's not the best either. Let me see on hourly. Is it? No, it's not any better there. Trying to get a better read on it. 15. Can we get a good call from there? Not really. It's all right. It's all right. I don't know. I mean, I'm on a 15-minute, and it still doesn't look pretty. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that was a much better than expected number. I mean, I definitely can see why oil is surging right now. I assumed that we were going to have like a 3.5, 3.2, between 3.2 and 3.6 is what I thought we were going to get on that one. The fact that it was a 5.2, API and this, what is it? The EIA? I think it's EI. I think this is actually, is it EIA? Yeah, EIA. They definitely had quite a deviation this week. So yeah, I mean, almost 6, right? Over double of what we got. So yeah, there'll be some profit taking. We'll see where it ends up on this one. Let's see if Powell can cripple this one as well. I mean, if he talks about how bad the economy is still, and about how recovery is going to be slowed. I don't know if he mentions J&J. That could also technically be negative for oil. So we'll see if this one kind of whipsaws. But right now, at 2.8% up for today, that's a big move considering almost all of it has occurred in the U.S. session from 8:30 till now. So yeah, I would, let's see if this one rolls back down. Now, I will say, I get asked this question all the time about the indicator. I know a lot of you guys are still using the indicator. Let me switch back across. I don't know if you can see it right here. I don't have the color set for this one right now. When I updated it, I didn't save the colors. Can I make this? Yeah, let's see. I'll make this. I think you guys can still see that without it being too crazy. Yeah. But you guys see this move right here? You see how the colors change? It's too hard to see. That's what I was afraid of. You guys see how the colors change right there? Signifying the setup. I don't know if you guys can see it in the upper right-hand corner. I'll make it a little bit, but I can't. Anyway, we had an uptrend set up 30-minute 4 right here at the open today. Right here. When I was doing the next presentation. Nice little push forward, right? I mean, we're talking about what, $1.50 from that level, a 4-hour 30-minute setup. So I don't know if any of you guys out there were able to grab that or not. I was kind of mad I was unable to do that one because I was like, man, we were right in the middle of the Nadex presentation. I was like, I looked over and I was like, that was, yeah. I was like, we just left the green area. It's in a confirmed uptrend. It's pulling back. It's at a zone. We didn't have move in the afternoon. We're exposed to get negative numbers. I was like, man, all this is so good. But unfortunately, we missed it. I was doing the Nadex stuff. Anyway, yeah. So, I mean, we probably stabilize up top. Powell will have to control this one for us and bring it back down again. We'll see how much more movement we get, but decent run on oil today. So again, that trade is over for the day. Let's go over to gold. So gold, as you can see, this is what we had marked off, the 1755 and the 1725 for gold. Obviously sitting here right now, yesterday we were sitting right at noon. We were sitting right here, right? Because yesterday was Tuesday. So here's where we're at noon. It did nothing. Nothing. We hit 9 o'clock this morning. It went down, and now it's pulling right back up into that same area. I honestly feel like gold traders are confused right now. Kind of like, well, I mean, we're seeing higher than inflation. You told us you're going to keep inflation higher. You want to see it more so than what the mandate is for an extended period of time. So what the heck does that mean for gold? Is it no longer going to be the hedge for inflation or what? So if we can push up or down, I think that's good. I do expect there to be some kind of spike up or down, but I really don't know which way Powell's going to go with it today. I was pretty happy to see the CPI yesterday, but I don't know. I mean, this is not, for a CPI day and then us to do this, that's kind of weird. So I think 1755, 1725 on the downside. I think either of those. And again, we're playing in the middle range here. So I mean, again, remember, we're not in the high quality sell, high quality buy area, but it's just been stuck. I mean, look, I can go back further, right? Once we gapped in, right? Up, down, and we're stuck, right? Unlike this, down, and then right back up again type stuff. So I think either of these two are decent levels. And again, remember, gold's supposed to be at what, 3,000 right now? And we're at 1738. So not quite where people wanted it to be. And then you can see silver. So silver ended up touching a level. And again, we mentioned this level before, how we were going to have some issues here. We had sellers and then sellers again. It touched and went down. It came back up and touched again, and it dropped from 25.48 all the way down to 25.17. We were looking for it to come all the way back down to 24.94. It didn't, and same thing. Here's where we are now. Here's where we were yesterday when we were talking. It's really done nothing. It really hasn't been anything that is super tradable right now. And again, remember, silver right now is playing like a gold with a 1.5, type beta in it, right? It's just it's going twice as far, and that's all we can do. Oh, you missed the whole gold presentation? Oh, okay. There's gold. There's gold. And all I was talking about, Ernest, was this. That it was just sideways. It's all this. 1755, 1725, nothing but sideways movement. Again, we dropped down and now we're starting to rally back up again. And like I said, I don't know what Powell's going to say. Right? So, I mean, like I said, I feel like he wants to be the hero. If he completely ignores yesterday's CPI, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think that takes a lot of the wind out of the gold, the sales of gold. Silver is just nothing but a proxy. And we're at the exact same spot now that we were yesterday. We're sitting right here. We're at the exact same spot. All it did was touch this level up top, which we had mentioned before, but it wasn't really something we were super into trading off of. And this one, we really don't have a top side right now to where we want to trade off of, something that like stands out. I think this was the last like mega level that we had, 26.19, right? That was our best top. This is more or less our best bottom down here at 20.30. So we're kind of smacked into these two brackets. Now, will we have some buying and selling occurring a little bit lower right here when we break? Yeah, sure, right around the 25.65. But again, same thing. Bottom, bottom, bottom to the top, back to the bottom. It's been pretty rock solid right now in a sideways trend. So we'll see how that one goes. All right, so that would be silver for the day. I think that's it. I mean, there's nothing else really out here that stands out. Dollar index obviously is down right now. And again, dollar index is, it's like, here's what the dollar index is. It's like, yeah. We want to keep inflation, we want it higher than normal for an extended period of time. Okay. It just keeps going back down. But, we are within about 40 cents. So again, could Powell send this one down in the 91s? Yeah. And then I think we got to look for dollar strength coming back into the markets. It's not bad. Doggy coin, I know somebody's going to be happy today. I mean, this is the 30-minute, but Doggy coin, I mean, we're up 33% today. I saw that people were like, oh my God, we broke. It's now it's going to $1. And somebody out there is going to be like, oh my God, look at this, right? Oh my gosh, look, it's a double top, right? I know someone's looking at this one. Not that this isn't like so manipulated. I mean, it's absolutely manipulated without a doubt, but someone's going to look at this and go, okay, so, here's the neckline. So then here's where my profit target should be. And, here's where, this level should be here, right? I don't know. It's such a manipulated thing. It's just kind of crazy. Bonds are actually going down right now too. Natural gas. Natural gas actually dropped a bit. I'm surprised that one actually didn't take a little bit of a pop as well. We have natural gas inventories tomorrow. I would be looking to short natural gas. I don't know how many of you guys are playing it right now, but I actually don't mind that level here in natural gas. If we can kind of fluctuate and stabilize there, I could be willing. Watch attention. I could be swayed, taking advantage of this. Coming down. What did you do? Can you stop whining? Well, if you stop hitting the buttons. There you go. Stop hitting the ads. There you go. It's back. I was going by the other day, 0.08. Oh, well. Yeah. That's all right. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. There was an article out this morning on Bitcoin, and it was I don't know if it's a retired guy, but it's a guy that's in charge of basically financial transaction fraud for the FBI. And he says they absolutely love Bitcoin, that it is easy to track transactions. Remember, originally blockchain were created because it's like, oh, we don't want the government to control our money, they can't see it, and it's hidden and stuff like that. And he said, no, this is the greatest tool. We can track all these transactions. And he's like, originally that's been the thing that, all this bad money will go there because they can't track it. He's like, no, we found ways now that we can track it. And we wish that more criminal institutions were using Bitcoin because we can track it all. It's easy. He said the only ones we can't track are things like Monera that have like the hidden side to it. And that's where most of the illicit trafficking and money, transfer is happening, is in coins like Monera, which basically puts a nail in that coffin. But that Bitcoin is extremely trackable. And now it makes sense why China is saying, hey, yeah, we have a digital currency. You have to use ours because it gives us more control. We can see things. So it's funny. Cryptos are created so we have less government control over our money supply. And now they're saying, please use them. We can track you guys even more. It's great. So it's funny how it's all kind of turning out. Quite ironic, if you ask me. You were going to buy some the other day, Sean? Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Even GME is up today. It was down big the other day, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, here's your GameStop. We're down at 150, right? I mean, how do you think the guy feels that had it at like 350? Again, remember, there was somebody that had it up here at $500, and then when it's here, it's like, oh yeah, I told you. Reddit round number 2, and now we're all the way back down over here at 150, right? I mean, there's your 4 hour. It's kind of like, when will Reddit tire of GameStop, right? I mean, it's like, this is the first time we're like, yes, we're sticking at we're going to take Wall Street down, and it didn't work. And then it's like, no, we're still in the Wall Street. We're still in this one, right? But it only got half as much participation, and now it's, it's over here. So, yeah. It is whatever. Yeah, so, yeah, nothing else is earth-shattering right now. Again, dollar's still weak here. This one's moving a little bit more finally, but dollar was flat. Everything's flat. Like I said, everything's coming from Powell. So we'll see what Powell's got to say in an hour and 20 minutes. Curious to see what his crude oil did now. Has it started to pull back at all? Nah, it's still driving. It's still driving. And again, we went through this on the 4 hour, so it pierced. So I wouldn't be looking for, at this point, the way oil's rallying, unless Powell messes this up. It's kind of higher than that, but I would say we're looking at this one to rally to there. And that puts us up at 64. Oh, that'll put my gas over $3 again if we can get up there. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one. Look at that. If we can get up to here, that's the next time we have like a decent level on an hourly. Oh, God, my gas will be $3. I'm gonna buy a Tesla. Bitcoin is Bitcoin is contrarian, short-sighted protest against the powers, like protesting without an end game. Please do not let them centralize crypto ledgers. Oh, they are. I mean, they will. I mean, P. White, here's the thing. So like right now, they're kind of like an unregulated market, right? Like India is already, I believe India was the first one to ban Bitcoin for transactions for anything. China is going to absolutely ban it without a doubt because they've created their own currency that gives them more control over the supply in their country. So you will be able to not do transactions in anything but the, Chinese digital currency. The United States says, well, we're going to kind of see. We don't have to be first, which is a sign of weakness for us. But now China is the one that is giving the IMF the parameters for digital currencies. And I'm telling you right now, for security reasons, all this talk about being able to control and see the currency even more, all they got to do is outlaw it. I mean, what are you going to do? Have a black market for Bitcoin? That's great. There won't be companies that'll be able to accept it, and they could crash the market instantaneously. So it's one of those hot buttons. I mean, all these firms and things like that are using it right now. But remember, I mean, too, think about who is controlling, right? Think about who controls like monetary supply and things like that, and who wants control? The government, right? Right? The government wants those things. Do they want? And again, remember, now that Wall Street is like, yeah, we'll have a Bitcoin desk. Yeah, okay, we'll do it. We'll have people put in portfolios. Well, I mean, the current reigning political party is anti-Wall Street. So, I mean, it's not like Wall Street's going to be able to say, hey, listen, we just spent $1 billion to get these things out here. We should keep these. These are good. We need these in our retirement accounts, right? They don't care. The Democrats are going to be like, nope, that's rich people. Rich people have money for that stuff. All they got to do is outlaw it, and it is gone in a day. Don't think of it as a long-term investment. Think of it as some way to kind of make money now is the best way to do it. And again, yeah, it's up high, but I mean, think about all those people that had it at 19, it dropped to 3,000. They're like, man, I got to get out, right? And now it's cranked up so high, and everyone's like, yay, Bitcoin, woo! But as soon as like big nations outlaw it, where do you think it's going to go? I mean, what are you going to do with it? It only takes a few illicit transactions, and the hammer comes down hard. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of big firms are buying it because of demand, because it's the hot button. Because again, when Tesla said it, right? As soon as Tesla said, we'll do it. But what did Tesla say, right? There's Bitcoin, and then there's, what is it? The small one, Bitcoin Cash. Is that what it is? They said, no, we're not going to do Bitcoin Cash. We're just going to do Bitcoin. And we're not going to transfer it back and forth between dollars. We're going to keep a supply of Bitcoin and do the transactions there. We're not going to be transferring the Bitcoin back into US dollars, right? But again, China is leading the way in the digitals. All China has to do is ban it. India's already banned it. China gets to ban it as well. You're losing a big part of that market, right? So, yeah, firms are buying it so they can accept transactions in it. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, big firms will cash it. Hey, wait, Ernest, you mean kind of like how Nancy and her husband just did the Microsoft deal, and then Microsoft got like a $20 billion contract or something? You mean kind of like that? They'll know ahead of time? Yeah, I'll tell you right now that the U.S. government doesn't hold as much Bitcoin as you think they do. Yeah. Yeah, kind of just like that. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like how what she did with Tesla. I'll tell you right now, all the Bitcoin that the government has will magically be dumped on the market right before it becomes illegal. And guess what we can do about it? Zero. But have fun with that. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I got to go get the girl some food. She woke up at 10, 10:20 or something like that, 10:15. So, yeah, somebody was up a little bit too late on her tablet, I think. But we're going to go get some lunch. I will, again, remember, tomorrow morning I will only be on for Nadex. I got to be at the girls' school tomorrow because I'm the best daddy, according to her. Yeah, right in time. Yeah, so tomorrow and Thursday, it'll just be the 8:45 to 9 p.m., or not 9 p.m., 9 a.m. session. But I think most of the movement tomorrow is going to happen, European session, and between 8:30 and 9. So make sure you guys catch that one. All right, I will catch you guys later. Also, too, if anybody out there wants to help, oh, yeah, we have to do the drawing. Sorry, Sean, I'm still recovering from the weekend. It's not this. It is this right here. I had it up on my other screen, but when the baby kicked the keyboard, it popped it over and minimized it. I forgot about it. Look at that. Sean, you know. All right, let's go ahead and do the drawing, right? Who do we got? Silent, I saw sneak in and get his in. Ecky's in. Ernest is not in. I'll give you guys another 30 seconds. When this says 7, we'll go ahead and close it down. And it is for 50 today, not 25. I copied the wrong one. So, because it is a Wednesday. As I said, man, the weekend messed me up. I'm telling you right now. Like, I feel like, I mean, I'm trying to be responsible. I have one Moderna dose in. I don't get my second one until next week. So I'm trying to be the responsible person that wears a mask, even though it's optional for me on the sideline. But heck, next week, I'm not going to be able to wear a mask on the sideline. There's no way I'm going to be able to for that mask again. My voice is still not back yet. All right, here we go. So let's do the drawing. Winner of the drawing today is... Oh, it's rigged. Let's draw again. Oh, I'm just kidding. Would have been silent. All right, so Ernest wins today. Ernest gets his 50. How many did he buy? He bought 2. What percentage? Ernest had a 20% chance of winning. You guys are making it way too easy on Ernest. He looks down. Look at this. This is what Ernest does. He goes, everybody has 1 in. I'm gonna put 2 in. I'm gonna stack the odds in my favor yet again. I mean, you guys are giving it to him. You're giving it to him. Who won on Monday? We didn't do one on Monday. I couldn't talk on Monday. I literally had no voice. I barely had a voice yesterday, Ernest. Did you not hear me that morning for Todd's thing? I'm like, Todd, if my voice cracks and goes out midway, you're gonna have to pick it up, man. There's his 50. There we go. He's good. Yeah, Monday was rough. Monday was a hard morning. Yeah, Monday was a very difficult morning. Trying to see if gold was reacting yet. No, gold's not. Silver's not. Oil's still pushing. I wanted to see if oil had started to slow yet. No, not yet. As I said, the market was not ready for that number. Yeah, I wasn't. I did not expect it was going to be that high. API was really off this week. Wonder what's going on there. I wonder if API is doing a little bit too much of the shine-in now. So we'll have to see. But man, if this gets up to here, our gas is going to be crazy. All right, I'm out of here, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care. You have a good one. If you need anything, shoot me a message on Discord. You guys take care.